Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Ncert Mathematics Learning Hub. In this video, we are going to start with the exercise question. This is exercise 14.1 and we will be starting with the fill in the blanks question and some basic questions of differentiating equally likely events or not. And then we will be starting with the finding the probability thing also with the basic questions. Okay, so here the fill in the blanks question they have given it to you here. The probability of an event E plus the probability of the event not E. I have discussed in the previous video in my introduction class of probability. Clearly the probability of event and the probability of not happening that event will be always equal to 1. So if you have not visited that video, please do visit and watch that video as well. So always the probability of happening an event and the probability of not happening that event will be equal to 1 when you will add both the things. Okay. Then the probability of an event that cannot happen is. So this is also discussed in the last video. Whenever there is a probability of the event not happening, that will never happen. Impossible event we can say it, this event as. Right, so what is the probability of that event? It will be always 0. Okay, and such event is called which type of event? It is impossible event, right? Impossible event. Then we have third fill in the blanks here. The probability of an event that is certain to happen. Certain to happen is what do you have the probability? Whenever there is 100% chance of happening that event, that is called it as certain event or sure event. And what is the probability of that event? It will be 1. And such event is called as sure event, sure event, or certain event. Both the answers are correct. Then the sum of the probability of all the elementary events of an experiment is what? 1. Always the maximum number of the probability that it can have will be always 1. So what are they saying actually? If I am talking about the dice, then what is the elementary event we can have there? What is the elementary event? The outcome will be always 1 for this, right? So if I am talking about the die, then if I am saying what is the probability of getting 1, so it will be 1 by 6, because there is only one in the die and there are totally 6 events that can happen. Then if I am talking about what is the probability of getting 2, then only one number, that is 2, is there on the die. So it is 1 by 6. In the same way, if I am talking for 3, then this will be also 1 by 6, 1 by 6, plus 1 by 6, plus 1 by 6. So for all the 6 spaces, 1 by 6 is the probability. If you will add all these, you will be getting 1 itself. Okay, then the probability of an event is greater than or equal to what? I have just said you, the probability will be always varying from 0 to 1. It can never be less than 0 and it can never be greater than 1. Okay, so the probability will be always greater than or equal to 1 and less than or equal to 0. Okay, so let me just write here, greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to 1. So coming back to the next part of this video, here they have asked you to find if the events are equally likely or not. How do we check that? If there are equal chances of any event to happen and not happen, then it is called as equally likely events. Otherwise, it is not an equally likely event. So if I am just taking the example of coin, then there is equal chances of getting head and tail, right? 50% of the chance is to get the head and 50% of chance is to get the tail. So if it is having equal probability, right? 50 and 50. if it is about the percentage. If I am talking about the probability thing, then it is 0.5 and 0.5, right? So it is equal, the probability is same. So because of that, it is called as equally likely event. In the same way, if I am talking about the die, then the probability of getting 1 will be 1 by 6. In the same way, probability of getting 3 will be 1 by 6. Probability of getting 2 will be 1 by 6. So all the phases to occur, they have the equal probability. So because of that, even the rolling of the die is also a equally likely event if the die is unbiased. Okay. So let us just start reading one by one sentences, and let us classify into equally likely outcomes or not. A driver attempts to start a car and the car starts or does not start. So we need to find the probability of starting a car and not starting a car, right? So what is the probability of starting a car here? So it depends on the driver, the capacity of the driver, whether he is a beginner or he is expert. It depends on that. Maybe he does not know to drive. Beginner and expert we cannot say, because even though they can start the car, but we can say maybe the person does not know to drive the car, or the person know to drive the car. So it depends on that. Then it depends on the car also. Maybe the car is not good, maybe it has got some fault in that. There is damage in the some part of the car, then the car will not start if you will start it also, right? So it depends on that. So it is not a equally likely event. Then the next question. A player attempts to shoot a basketball. He or she shoots or misses the shot, right? So here we need to find the probability of the event, the probability of the player to shoot the ball in the basketball. So here also it depends on the player capacity, right? Maybe it is the person who is going to play here is a good player. So maybe the chances for this is more. The player to put the ball in the basket is more for the good player. But if he is like a new, or he is a weak player, then that person, the probability of that person to put the ball in the basket will be less. So it is not equally, right? Because maybe this the good player can put the ball, the probability of that will be 90%, 80%, and for the weak player maybe it is 20-30%. So it is not equal. So because of that, it is also not equally likely. Then coming to the next sentence, a trial is made to answer a true-false question. The answer is right or wrong. So if I am attempting a multiple choice question, or if I have taken a true-false question, then if I am going to put there true, then what is the probability of the answer to be correct? Maybe 50%, right? Because 50% will be the probability of getting the answer true, and 50% will be the probability of getting the answer false, right? So this is actually equally likely event, because there are equal chances of the answer to be true or false. Then here baby is born, it is boy or girl, right? So there is 50% chance, maybe the baby is boy or maybe the baby is girl, we don't know that, right? So there is equal chances of the baby to be girl or boy. There is 50% of the chances, or 0.5 probability. So this is equally likely event. So the next question, which of the following cannot be the probability of an event? So they have given you 4 options here. This is an important question. It has appeared in many of the preparatory papers. Okay, so they have given you 4 options, and you need to consider the probability can start from 0 and it has to end at 1. So the probability can be less than or equal to 0, or it can be greater than or equal to 1, right? So 2 by 3, if you will divide 2 divided by 3, then what can be the number? You will be always, if a smaller number divided by bigger number, then it will be lesser. If you are going to divide, then you will be getting a smaller number, 0 point some number, right? So 0 point some number, it is nothing but it will belong to probability, because probability starts from 0, right? So it is greater than 0. So it is a probability. This can be a probability. Then 1.5. 1.5, it is greater than 1, right? So this cannot be the probability, because the probability, the maximum value of the probability, it can be only 1. It cannot be greater than 1. Then 15%, 15%. You may think that maybe this one is also correct, but 15% is nothing but, what do you mean by 50%? 15%? 15 divided by 100. So it is 0.15. Right? So this is 0.15. It is nothing but it belongs to the probability thing. So 1.5 is the correct answer, because it is greater than 1. Then the next question here, if probability of any event is 0.05, what is the probability of not E? So I have just discussed in the introduction class of probability, the formula which relates the probability of elementary event and the probability of complementary event. Complementary event is nothing but not happening that event, right? So what is the formula? P of happening that event plus P of not happening of that event. How do we indicate that not happening? By using a bar. Will be always 1. So we want to find out the probability of not E. So let me keep probability of not E to the left and bring this probability of happening the event on the right. So plus P of E, after shifting this side, it will become minus P of E. Right? Then 1 minus, what is P of E they have given in the question? It is 0.05. So you need to subtract this. So there are many of the students, they will do mistake in subtraction also. Let me just explain it clearly. So it is 1, right? So 1, after 1, the decimal part, it can be any number of 0, right? So here it is 0.05. So based on that, you need to add here number of zeros. So you need to subtract. This will become 0, this will become 10, then 9, and this will become 10. 10 minus 5 is nothing but 5. 9 minus 0 is 9. And here 0. So this is the answer. 0.95. The probability of not E is 0.95. Then the next question, a bag contains lemon flavor candy only. Okay, so there is a bag and which contains only lemon flavor candies. Okay, so I am just drawing a bag and it has lemon flavor candies only. Then Malini takes out one candy without looking into the bag. So she is not seeing into the bag and she is taking out one candy out of the bag. What is the probability that she takes out an orange flavor candy? So the bag contains which flavor? Lemon flavor candy. And they are asking you to find after the Malini has taken out a candy out in the bag, then they are asking you to find the probability of getting orange candy. So orange flavor candy is not present in the bag and they are asking you to find the probability of that. So obviously it is impossible. If the bag does not have orange candy, then how can she take any orange candy? So it is impossible, right? So what is the probability of any impossible event? It will be always 0, right? Then a lemon flavor candy. So the bag contains all the lemon flavor candies only. So whatever she is taking out, it will be 100%. The chance of getting lemon flavor candy is 100%. It can be only lemon, right? So it is only lemon inside, a lemon flavor candy in the bag. So the chance of getting lemon flavor candy out of the bag is 100%. So it is nothing but probability of any sure event or certain event is always 1. So this is 0 and this is 1. That's it for now. In the next video, we will be solving few more questions, very important questions related to probability, and we are going to discuss few multiple choice question as well, which have been appeared in the previous year paper. And please don't forget to like, share, subscribe and press the bell icon.